We have fantastic news today because literally the worst people in America are choosing to leave the United States. Dylan Mulvaney just came out with a video this week announcing he's leaving the U.S. Trump's deportations obviously have been hugely successful, very awesome. The polling supports that. He has overwhelming support among Americans in doing this. But the self-deportations from a lot of liberals are just as sweet, in my opinion. Here's the video of Dylan Mulvaney announcing his big move to the UK.
I'm trying to move here permanent. There's something about being here that makes me feel like I've been so kind, and the theater culture is amazing, and Percy Pigs are my favorite. So honestly, that makes the move worth it.
So on one hand, I do feel bad for the UK. They don't deserve this. I know they have a lot of good people over there. However, this is actually a really good thing, not just for the United States, but for the world. It's one of my favorite things of how the United States is structured. It goes for the world as well, but the United States exemplifies this more than anyone. If you want to live in a Marxist hellscape where men can become women and the government can force you to undergo medical procedures or have vaccines, there's no borders, all these things. Everyone's sad and poor and woe is me. If you want to live in that, you can do that. There's a place and it's called California, and you can move there and do that. And unfortunately, I've talked to a lot of Brits about this. The UK is turning into the same kind of situation. However, the ability to move around is an idea of federalism, which we have in the United States. The idea that the states are separate from the federal government is so fantastic, because what it means is that we can actually deal with the Marxists in a democratic and civilized manner. A lot of people, I think they're serious when they say, lynch the Marxists online. I think that's a bit strong. I think you can banish the Marxists. And if the UK is the place to do it, then that's the place to do it. However, if you want to be a Marxist, don't stay in the United States, or at least don't stay in actual free states in the United States. If you're living in Florida and you're a Marxist, just leave. Just leave. Go to California. Go to the UK. But don't do those things here. And what you see right now, you can see this in real time. There's a mass exodus of conservatives in places like California moving to places like Florida, for example. People talk about, all these Californians are moving to Florida. How is Florida getting redder? The reason why is because, again, California is getting bluer, Florida's getting redder. The reason why is because it's all the Republicans and the conservatives moving out of California. There are a few liberals who leave California and go to Florida and kind of have an aha moment, realize that they've been living under tyranny for the last few years, however long they've been living in California. But I think that's few and far between. I think for the most part, people are starting to move where they want to live. It's pretty simple. And honestly, that's a good thing. At a certain point, if the majority of the population wants to live a certain way, I think we can do as much as we want to try to convince them otherwise. I think that's all good. But at the end of the day, if they love the 50% taxes, I guess they can just move to where they like that. Like if you live in my home state of Utah, the taxes are relatively low here. And we want to keep it that way. If you love taxes and you just love the social welfare state, go to California. Believe me, they will take your taxes and they'll give it to homeless people. If that's what you want, do it. Here in Utah, we just donate to charities and they take care of it. We don't have to get the government involved. Again, you can go to California, get the government there you want. Then you can go to Florida if you don't like that and get the government you want. But don't try to change where you are in the same way as California. And likewise, I don't think conservatives should. I think we should say sayonara to Dylan Mulvaney. Yeah, go make the UK trans land. I don't care. It's sad to see again. But at the end of the day, if the majority of the population wants that, I can try to convince them otherwise. But I'd rather them stay over there and do their thing than come and taint what we have over here. And that's why you ultimately see Dylan Mulvaney, Ellen DeGeneres as some, I know Rosie O'Donnell as well. They've all moved to Western Europe. And it's sad to see Western Europe fall. It is. But where it gets really scary to me is that they want to, they can move to Europe. That's one thing. But what's scary is when they want to push what they're doing on the whole country. Again, if you want to move to California, you can move to California. But don't try to bring California policies into the other states by going through the federal government. That's where it's scary. And that is why the separation of state and federal government is so important to me. Because again, we often talk about there's a lot of dichotomies out there, but of course the biggest one is between conservatives and progressives, or Democrats and Republicans. But honestly, this transcends party lines. This isn't partisan in the slightest. one of the most forgotten dichotomies that matters the most is the dichotomy between federalists and anti-federalists. If you want the federal government to crack down on states on random things, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't care if conservative, progressive, like it doesn't really matter to me. If you live in one state, keep it to that state. There's a few things that the United States Constitution is in charge of where it has to be concentrated in the federal government. I'm talking about military, for instance. But welfare, education, it's ridiculous. And this is, by the way, one of the reasons why I'm such a big Trump fan, because right now what he's doing, he's gutting the federal government in a way that's very targeted. It's not he's just gutting it willy-nilly. If you look at what he's really taking down, it's that he's trying to take out the things that have overreach in the states. I'm talking about things like the EPA or the Department of Education. It's fantastic. He needs to do more of that. I hope he does. And I hope those crazy people go to the UK or stay in California. Guys, in other news, I saw a crazy video this week. You got to see it. Democrats are making a huge deal over 6 measles cases, I guess, that are going down in Texas right now. Of course, they blame the anti-vaxxers, but I saw this video this morning. It opened my eyes. It really did. And I'm a young guy, so it makes sense that it did, but I think a lot of people, even if you were born during the 60s and 70s, you're still going to be blown away. It's kind of a 2-part video. The first part, you have the Brady Bunch, and they're talking about the measles. Again, Brady Bunch came out in the 60s and 70s. So watch right now how they talk about the measles, and then I'll show you the other video.
What are you doing home from school?
They sent me home. Measles.
That's either measles or a strange case of red freckles.
You have got a temperature.
They told me 101.1. What's the record?
Never mind.
Oh, are you sure it's the measles?
Well, he certainly got all the symptoms. A slight temperature, a lot of dots, and a great big smile.
A great big smile.
No school for a few days.
Say hello to my dotted son for me. Tell him I'll bring him some comic books and I'll see you later, dear.
Okay, honey, bye.
Boy, this is the life, isn't it? Yeah. If you have to get sick, you sure can't beat the measles. That's right. No medicine.
Inside or out? Like shots, I mean.
Don't even mention shots. Yeah.
Measles, measles, measles. Well, all the kids have now had the measles.
So have I.
Well, I had them years ago. Looks like the Bradys are finished with the measles.
Hold it. You're not through yet.
Alice, don't tell me you're coming down with the measles.
Oh, I hope so.
Okay, so pretty tame. It's a joke. It's a chill, like it's a joke to them. It's a chill disease. It's almost a good thing to get because you get out of work, you get out of school. Okay, now watch this trailer, just a trailer, for a show that was made this decade.
Dad says I should go to school.
7 students confirmed with measles, 4 others possible.
How? They had to have been vaccinated.
These moms never vaccinated their kids and lied about it. Vaccines are harmful.
You are endangering the health of every child in this city.
Liv?
No, it's turning blue. Call 911.
It's the end of the world. We're all gonna die. And here's what's scary, guys, about all this. I am far from an anti-vaxxer. I take it by case by case. Like some I don't like, some I do. I like the tetanus shot. I don't want tetanus, right? COVID, I'm not a fan of the COVID vaccine. I'm not convinced it was needed. I'm kind of skeptical of mRNA vaccines, things like that, right? And I take it by a case basis, but I'm far from an anti-vaxxer. But when you watch videos like that, the fear-mongering is crazy. When health gets this intense and this coercive, you know that something's wrong. You know that there are corrupt incentives in this. You know that these TV shows rely on big pharma in order to make their money. You see Pfizer advertising during literally every single commercial break, especially in sports, but obviously in kind of drama series that you're seeing right there. And that is why it's so important. RFK Jr. has talked about it. I don't love RFK Jr. with all things, but I love this about him. It's very important that him and Trump ban pharmaceutical ads from regular programming completely. It has to be banned because it's so damaging and creates such bad incentives for these companies and these, woke media companies that are pandering to them. And I think it's going to happen. I think RFK Jr. and Trump are going to do it. It's going to be fantastic. And then suddenly what we're going to see is that no one's going to care about the measles again. just like the Brady Bunch back in the 60s and 70s. If you guys enjoy reading, but you don't know what to read right now, I wanted to introduce you to my book, A New Cult. It's up on the bookshelf over there. I talk about how the left has devolved into a cult, talk about some crazy and scary stories as well. Go check it out right now. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video so more conservative patriots can see it. And you can check out another video right here.